Hey, what's going on guys? This is Ben here and I'm going to do something a bit different. I've been looking for a smartphone stabilizer solution. Now the reason why I want to get a smartphone video stabilizer is because I would like to do some store reviews or store introductions or videos in conventions and stuff like that. And I think that a good smartphone stabilizer coupled with an external mic and perhaps a lighting option can give me and you the best experience when it comes to making vlogs. And I researched a lot of gimbals out there, most popular being the OSMO Mobile 2 and the Freevision Vilta M. But then I came across this new product from Moza and it's called the Mini MI. Taking a look at the packaging, this is the box from the front, the side, the other side, top, the bottom, and the back. And what's in the packaging is the actual gimbal, portable bag, a USB cable, and a user manual. And some of the features claimed by this gimbal with its app is the ability to charge wirelessly. It has intelligent control, inception mode, and a built-in camera app, track shooting, and live streaming mode. And there's supposed to be a tripod inside. So let's crack this guy open. So here are the contents in the box. So you get a nice carbon fiber look-like carrying case with nice foam inserts. And you got a sheet that tells me when this was quality inspected, the QR code, stickers, and of course the startup guide with the Chinese on one side and English on the other. Taking a quick look at the instructions, you can see the functions on the gimbal and lots of screw hole options, and this is one of the reasons why I got this gimbal. So here's the phone mounting, the vertical shooting mode, the balance adjustment, the starting up instructions, the battery level viewing, the gimbal charging mode, how to charge your phone, the joystick function, follow mode, and the quick operational guide. Here's the camera interface, the menu options for the app, pro mode in the app, some of the functions in the app, and something else that I'm not familiar with. Yeah, so that is the quick startup guide. You get a tripod with a 1/4-inch screw. You got a USB cable with a micro USB and a regular USB. And of course, the gimbal itself. For the gimbal, you get the logo over there. At the back, you got a USB port here for charging. You got another 1/4-inch screw there, 1/4-inch screw on top, and at the bottom of the camera holder. You got one rotating axis there, another rotating axis, and a final rotating axis. So it's like an XYZ rotating axis feature that you get on the gimbal. For buttons, you got an on-off button here with some minor functions, and you got a rotating wheel and some functions here, and you got the joystick that you can move about. The tripod itself fits very nicely at the bottom of the gimbal, and you can stand the gimbal. You can also try to put the tripod on the side screw hole here, but I don't think you can record anything realistically because there's just no place for the axis here to rotate. So you could fit it on a taller tripod. At the very top of the gimbal, you could fit your smartphone this way or this way. So it is pretty cool to have those two options. It's quite easy to just put on the smartphone. All you gotta do is extend these clamps here, and you extend it. Look at the back side to make sure that it is evenly spaced between the upper clamp and the lower clamp. And you want to adjust the gimbal whereby it can balance the phone quite nicely. To do that, you will unscrew the back screw over there, and you can move this axis in and out. And if you see it tipping over to the right, that means I have to pull this axis here a bit outward. And it's towards the other side, so I'll push it in. And some more. And the reason you do that is so that the motor doesn't have to do too much work, and that should theoretically save your battery and increase the life of your gimbal. And once it's balanced, just tighten up the screw and you are done. To turn on the gimbal, all you got to do is press this button here on your right. Press it for about 2-3 seconds and everything should set and the camera should face forward. I can also wirelessly charge my phone by double clicking on this right button here. See? There's charging wirelessly. To press this softly once, the gimbal will go to sleep, and then you can press it again and it will come up alive. Next, you will turn on your Moza Mini app. You can download that in the App Store, and it should detect your gimbal. And it says here that your gimbal is connected, and all you gotta do is go in there and then you press onto the camera, and there you go, you're ready to play with your gimbal. The app is quite smart. There are some flaws to it, but there are a lot of good things as well, and we'll go through those details a little later. Okay, let's learn about these control panels over here. The joystick, really easy. Point up, the camera will move up. If you point down, the camera will move down. Go right, the camera will go right. Go left, your camera will go left. That's the easy part. This wheel here rotates. Now if you rotate the wheel to the right, you will zoom in. And if you rotate the wheel to the left, you will zoom out. Cool. In the center of the wheel, you'll have this button. And when you press this button, you will start recording. And you can see the record button here. And to stop recording, just press it one more time, and your recording should stop. At the bottom of this rotating wheel, you see a little button here. And when you press the button, you will see that your camera automatically zooms in. And to stop zooming in, you'll press that button one more time. And then you can turn the rotating wheel left or right, and the screen will reset itself. Now what you notice is that the direction of the gimbal isn't at the default mode. And to do that, you will press this button, this lower button here, twice. And the gimbal will reset itself to the right direction. To turn the camera 180 degrees, you will press this button 3 times. Pretty cool. And to turn the camera backwards to 180 degrees, you will press this button twice. There you go. This right button here, if you press it once, you will open up the gallery menu, and you can close it by pressing it one more time. Or you can tap on the close button. When you press this button twice, you will turn the camera to the spot mode. So when you move the camera in whatever directions, it will respond very quickly. When you want to turn it off, you press it twice. And now the response of the gimbal is a lot slower. The top button, let's see what it does. Press the button once, you will open up the menu functions. When you want to select a function, all you gotta do is press on this center button here. And you see I've turned on the stabilization. I can turn it off again by pressing this same button here. And your menu will reset, and then if you want to see, you have to go inside there. So I can switch the camera to my selfie mode, and I can switch the button camera to the forward facing mode. I can look at my gallery by selecting this. I can turn on the level meter, and you can see there's this little leveling meter over there. I can also turn on the decibel meter, and I can see that the volume going up and down as I talk. I can also turn on stabilization. One bad thing about these options is that once you selected a function, you'll go back to the camera view. I can turn on the flash lamp, can turn off, turn on, and have auto adjustment. And if I want to go back to the original menu over here, I'll just press the right button there. And I'm back. I can choose the shooting mode, and I can go between photo, light painting mode, video mode, slow-mo, and time-lapse. In the professional mode, I can select the shutter, the ISO function, the focus function, the exposure compensation function, I don't know what WB means, and the zoom function. And most importantly, I can change the resolution ratio. And so at default, it'll be 720p at 30 frames per second. I can go down to 24 frames per second. I can increase to 60 frames per second. I can go to 1080p at 24, 30, and 60. And now I can go up to 4K as well. Next, I can select the frame. That means I can go through the 60/90 mode. You can see I'm changing the frame ratio. I can turn on the grid to this shape, square shape, cross and square, and the center mode as well. And then I have the filter selection. and I can change my filter. This is the beauty mode. This is the Valencia mode, the sentimental mode, the halo mode, the ND mode. I think this is just black and white. The impact mode, the nostalgia mode, and the dawn mode. And then I can have the live streaming mode where I will need to connect to something. So I'm going to turn that off. Okay, the final button on the left has the word FM on it, and this is to change the function of the pitch and yaw. The pitch simply means the camera will go up and down, and the yaw means the camera go left and right. There are two indicator lights for the pitch on top and the yaw at the bottom. PF stands for pitch follows and YF stands for yaw follow. To turn on when the light is on, when I move the camera left and move the camera right, the right and left motion should follow. Let's try it again. To turn off or lock the yaw, that means get this axis here to point in one direction only and point to one target, I will double tap on this left button. Once this button is turned off, you can see that when I move my gimbal left and right, the yaw, this axis here, is pointing to that one direction. Triple tapping the left button will turn the pitch follow on and off. When the pitch is turned on, when I move the camera downwards, you can see that the pitch here will face down. And when I move it upright, the pitch will go back upright. And when I turn off the pitch follow, the pitch will lock into one direction. And when I face the pitch downwards or upwards, you can see that it is still pointing to that direction. Now, if I long press this FM button, I will have a roll follow function. I don't know what that means. Roll follow means that this kind of tilt will follow through. You see that? And I can turn it off by pressing this left button for a long time. And now it will lock in place. See that? There you go. This app also has a very special function. If you press the settings button here, you will have all these things here. This is to switch the camera, the gallery, switching from camera to video mode. And my favorite function here is when I press on this, I will turn on the tracking. And to select something that you want, all you gotta do is press this button there. And then I have this guy set up. And when I move this fella, the camera will follow as well. And that's pretty good. One drawback of this tracking mode is that if you get too close, it will go crazy. See that? It just went crazy. But if I have it far away enough, the tracking does a pretty good job. Zoom! Where did it go? This looks like BB-8. Trying to figure out where it is. And I can bring it back, and then you can start following the item again. Oh, there you go. Sorry. And to turn off the tracking mode, you just press that button and you're free to do whatever you want. So there you have it. This is my review of the Moza Mini MI gimbal, and I shall do a field test when I go to the Hong Kong Anime Comic Con. I will be buying a shotgun external mic and a lightweight field light, and I shall install those things on this gimbal and I'll show the video again to you guys. Well, this is Ben. It's been a pleasure showing this new gimbal to all y'all, and I appreciate if you can like this video. You may not have to subscribe because I mainly do toy reviews. This is my very first tech unboxing. So again, this is Ben here in China signing off, and I'll see you on the flip side.